Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. If you are new around here, my name is Hannah and welcome to our channel. And make sure if you are new to smash that subscribe button down below to be part of our channel and our journey, and you will know what this journey is all about by the time I finish this video. But yeah, before we get started guys, for our people that have always been around and been with us since the beginning, make sure to smash this video a massive thumbs up to let me know that you are the original guys that have watched us from the beginning. Anyway, today I'm doing something a bit different. I've been looking at, as I mentioned before, we've changed our upload schedule and I've been looking at different ideas of different videos and stuff to do. And I found something called story time. So I don't actually know if this video would be considered a story time, but I've decided it is going to be a story time, and that's what I'm calling this video. So if it isn't a story time, I mean it is kind of a story time, so that's what I've decided this video is going to be today. So our first kind of different video is a story time. So today's story time is all about basically how we moved to a different country and how it came about, what we think of it, the whole procedure, everything. I've done numerous Q&As on how we moved to Florida, and obviously we've answered your guys' questions. You've sent questions to me to answer, but I've always that means that I've been very set in what I've answered and what I've said, rather than me explaining the whole thing to you guys. And yeah, I don't know where to start basically, but I'm gonna give it a go. Anyway, I'm gonna kind of start from the beginning and how it all started. So basically back in October 2016, we was here on holiday, and we was basically doing the usual Disney stuff that we did all the time, and we headed over to where Lewis works, and it went from there basically, and then they wanted him to come and work out here. If you ever noticed, I've done my hair because that was annoying me. So basically, we went back home and we thought it through, and we thought, you know, it's one of them things where you think, yeah, they've said this thing, but does it mean anything? Like, you know, when people say things in passing and you just kind of like go with it at the time, and then you kind of think, oh, did they mean that? Like, didn't they? So anyway, fast forward a bit, they did mean it, and then we had to go through the whole process of moving here and applying for a visa, and yeah, it took a long time. So we actually found out that we were going to move here in the October, and then it took till the following March till like the visa process was completely finished. So it was hard. Like, for people that ever want to move abroad, I don't know how it works for other countries, but there was numerous points during us doing the visas where I was like, I'm done, like I don't want to do this, it's too much, it's draining. We were arguing, like the forms you have to fill in, which I've now realised I think is just something to do with America. They like to do complicated forms. But yeah, it was hard going on our relationship. We used to argue all the time. We'd get forms sent to us to fill in, but we had no idea how to do it. Like, I know you most probably think, oh, it's a form, but it was just really complicated, and it was just draining, especially as we were both working all day and then coming home and trying to sort like the forms out and stuff. It was a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, we then got to the point where I can't actually remember when it was, maybe January, February time. We then had to go for interviews for visas and things like that, and then you then had to wait. They take your passports off you, and then we finally, fast forward, the visa came through in, Lewis's visa came through in the March, I think it was, the March of 2017. Then it was to the point where we had to find a house. So we flew out here for 1 week, and to find a house in 1 week, if you know yourselves, finding a house isn't the easiest thing. It was only to rent, but all we'd ever done is gone to Disney on holiday and been in the Disney bubble and like the Universal area. So we knew nothing outside of Disney, Universal and iDrive. So it was really stressful. We didn't know what we were looking at. We didn't know what areas were good. We didn't know how big a house we wanted. Like, most houses in America are larger anyway. You can't just find like a smallish house. Obviously everything here is a lot bigger. So the whole process of finding a house was kind of hard. I think in the week that we were here, we maybe looked at 5 houses, and there was only really one that we liked. A lot of the decor's different to what we are used to. Like, the kitchens are very, like our kitchen here that we have in this house isn't like our house in England. Our house in England is very shiny, not shiny, but the kitchen cupboards are really like shiny grey, and it's quite modern and marble top, whereas here we've got dark wood cabinets and stuff. So it was kind of hard to find somewhere, not to our taste, that's maybe not the right word, but just very different, and finding something that we both liked and that was in our budget, because we didn't know how much like the take home would be, because obviously you've got medical insurance. It was just like a whirlwind of things to think about. In the end, we found somewhere, which is here. We then had to put a deposit down. To be approved for a rental property, you need a social security number, because then they run like a check on you, which we didn't have. Well, Lewis didn't have a social security number to run a check at that point. But luckily, I can't even remember now, but they ran something and it worked, and then that's basically how we got approved. But it was very, very stressful, again, difficult. We were flying home on I can't even remember what day it was, and we were trying to pay our security deposit for the house at the airport. Like, it was just not enjoyable at all. And they were asking us to, I can't even remember what they wanted us to do. I think it was to drop a check off, because out here bank transfers aren't really like a thing. You have to pay to do bank transfers here and stuff. And we were like, we can't, we're at the airport, like, we leave, and when next time Lewis will be back is when he's moving here. And anyway, they kind of like worked with us. It was very stressful and difficult, but then we found a way to get the deposit to them. Then it came to like the moving here, and we've now been here well, Lewis has been here nearly 2 years, and I've been here maybe 1.5 years. That whole situation was really tough on us. I was still in England working, Lewis was here working. We didn't see each other for 7 weeks. I know people don't see each other for a long time, so please don't hate on me, but we both found that really difficult. Obviously, thank goodness for FaceTime and stuff, but still, it was hard. Then our furniture was moving over here, and Lewis was literally living in this house on a blanket and had a stool, and that's all he had basically till our furniture arrived. I think he had like 3 weeks of kind of nothing. Luckily, like, some really kind people he works with lent him some stuff, but he was living like on the floor basically, because he didn't have a bed, because the bed was coming over, the sofas were coming over. He bought himself a TV and used to sit in a deck chair and watch TV, and then sit on the floor, like lie on the floor at night until the bed arrived. And yeah, I'm not asking for sympathy, but I'm just explaining, it's story time. I'm sharing with you the whole procedure about how it happened. Anyway, then I came out. Then we'll roll on to like November time when we first moved out. I am not gonna lie to you, I hated it at first. Like, it was really horrible. I didn't want to be here. I was like, oh my goodness, we've made the worst decision in the entire world. Like, I just didn't want to be here. I used to cry every day. Everyone would like message me like, oh my gosh, like on our Instagram and stuff, people would message us and be like, oh my gosh, look, you're living in Florida, you're living in Orlando, you're living near Disney. Isn't it amazing? You're so lucky. I used to get messages like that all the time. I still get messages about that now. But everyone was like, you're living the dream, blah, blah, blah. In my eyes, I was living a nightmare. Like, it was horrific. I hated it. I used to cry. Obviously I still do FaceTime my family most days, but I just hated it. I really, really disliked it. I didn't want to be here. I wanted to go home. Again, it took a massive toll on our relationship, on our marriage by that point. And we used to argue because I was so unhappy, and he would blame me, because I must admit, it was me who was like, yeah, come on, let's do this. Like, it's an experience, we should do it. And like, we've always said how much we love America and we want to go there and stuff, and we should go and experience it. And it will be like a once in a lifetime experience you can say you've done, and it can go on your CV and all of that. If you'd said to me in whenever it was, October, November, that, oh, do you remember when you said this? I would have said, no, I didn't say that, because I literally hated it out here with a passion. I felt lonely. I missed my family. I'm a massive home bird, so I missed all my family and my friends and English food and English TV. Oh, it was awful. Like, I really hated it. It was terrible. But roll on to now, which is the whole point of like me sharing this story with you, is now I actually really enjoy it. I still miss home a lot. I still miss my friends. Like, I miss things. So my best friend has a son. Like, I miss out on watching him grow up. And I miss English food. I miss my family. I miss just sitting down and watching, I don't know. I don't even like it. Didn't even really like EastEnders, but I used to watch it. And I miss just sitting down watching EastEnders, which sounds ridiculous. But you don't know, you don't realise something's gone until it's gone. It's not, I mean, I can't say EastEnders is gone because that's ridiculous, but you don't realise things until you don't have it every day as such. And that's not based on me talking about EastEnders, it's just general rubbish. But even like food and stuff, I'm slowly starting to get used to the food. I went through a stage of feeling very depressed about food because I really just miss stuff from home. But we've both embraced it, and yeah, you need to kind of, now we've learned, let's just do different things. You're never going to be able to live up to what you had at home or what you used to eat at home, because you can't get that here, or you can, but it's different. So let's grab the ball by the horns and eat differently and cook different things and utilize what we have, which is now kind of what we're doing. And we have changed, and we eat a lot more vegan and vegetarian stuff. And yeah, I really enjoy it, and it's different, and it's definitely better for us and stuff, because I'm not getting myself down that I couldn't find the right mince and just ridiculous things I used to get really down about. But yeah, I just wanted to do this story time for explain how we moved here and the process, and that it's not easy as everybody thinks it is. It is really, really difficult. When people message me and ask and say they want to move here, you just need to know it's really not that easy. Like, it is really flipping difficult, and it takes a lot of toll on you and your relationships and your family. Like, your friends and family at home miss you. Before we moved here, everybody said, like, you know, don't feel bad about going. We understand that you can't come home, and if something happens, or we know you're not always going to be able to come home, and that's okay. I remember having these conversations, and they were like, that's okay if you can't come home, because firstly, it's expensive, and secondly, it's a long way. Like, it does take 9 hours, I think, or 8 hours, 9 hours to get like to and from. Like, it's not a short car journey, which is sometimes hard as well. But I don't really know. All the questions that I get asked is, do I miss home? Yes. Do I miss my family? Yes. Do I miss food? Yes. But things, again, like, we really wanted to buy a house. Like, I found the home that I was in love with. I really wanted to buy it. But you need a massive deposit here, and then it's all like, you have closing costs, which are kind of similar to solicitor fees and stuff, but that's really complicated. We needed to get a new car. We can't, because financing out here is crazy, like $500-600 a month. And so luckily we were able to buy a car outright when we got here, but it's an old car. Like, don't get me wrong, it does the job, it gets us to and from wherever we need to go, but it is an old car, and it is kind of needing to get a new car. I've broken down a few times. We've had punched tires. Like, it always sounds like an aeroplane rattling, so it's not always the best, and hopefully we will be able to get a new car at some point. And it does have ups and downs, and that's the whole point of me sharing this whole experience with you. One of the main points of like the channel, obviously at first when I started YouTube, I was like, oh my gosh, I love YouTube. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be this big person. I want to be really successful on YouTube. I've realised it's not that easy, and yeah, it is kind of depressing. And I don't know, obviously everyone lives in a YouTube bubble and dream bubble and thinks they're going to be like the next, I don't know, big star. But it's not that easy, and I've learned that, and I've accepted that, you know, that it's not going to happen. However, now it's great because it's a way of connecting with friends. Like, family at home can watch us, they can see what we're doing, they can like see our ups and downs. And like, at home obviously we'd have ups and downs, and we'd go to our family for help and stuff, and now they get to see it on YouTube instead. So they get to see it along with all of you guys. But yeah, we've had a tough year with the dog. Like, she's cost us, I don't even want to think about how much money. And I've broken down, which was horrific, in the car on my own at about 10 o'clock at night on this kind of like seedy retail parks. Well, it's not called a retail park, a strip mall, that's what they're called out here, just when it's like this little area with a couple of shops. And yeah, I broke down there. That was horrific, and I had 2% battery, so that made it even worse. But the dog really has taken a toll on us, because that's been a whole new experience, not understanding. And vets, basically our groomer told us, like, in Orlando, or I think in America in general, like, you go to a few different vets to get an opinion and work out what vet is the best price. Well, at home it's not that. So I don't know if I veered off this story time and we've moved to another country, but I kind of just wanted to share everything with you, not just how it works and how we moved here, but yeah, we have moved to another country, and I don't know how long we're going to be here, and I don't know what's going to happen next. Like, are we going to go somewhere else in America? Are we going to go to Europe? Are we going to go to Singapore? I don't know, and it's kind of scary but kind of exciting at the same time. I don't like moving around a lot. Like in England, I used to find moving house really difficult and stressful and stuff. Luckily, when we moved here, we did have a moving company, so they packed all the stuff and then unpacked it here. So that saved the stress. But because I just don't like the feeling of being unsettled, because I want to buy new furniture, I want to buy new things, but I think to myself, is there any point if we're going to move home in like 2 years or a year and a half or a year? Like, is there any point? That's how I see it, because I'm desperate to buy a new sofa. But is there any point buying a new sofa when I should just put up with it for the next year and then I can get one when we move home? Like, I just don't like uncertainty. Uncertainty? Is that how you say it? I don't know. But yeah, I just don't like that. And I feel when you move abroad with work, that is kind of a situation that you get in when you don't really have any control over the situation. Yeah, you have when your visa expires, but do we have to stay till the end of that? Do we move home? Like, I don't know. Like, what happens if something happens when we need to go home? Like, is it easy for them to say, right, we need to move home now because XYZ's happened, or XYZ's happening? Like, can we go home? Like, I don't really understand how that works and what will happen in the future with everything. But for now, we are making the most of it. At the moment, I'm actually feeling really positive. I have a lot of down days, but at the moment, I'm actually feeling really positive about being here and like embracing it and doing as much as we can and really just making the most of it, because you never know, it could be over like that and then I'll be like, oh my God, I didn't go to, I don't know, the beach enough. Like, I need to embrace the fact that we can go to the beach at the weekends, or you know, you can go to Disney when you like, or Universal, or just anything at all. Like, I need to just make the most of it. So yeah, that is my story time. I hope I haven't bored you all. If you want me to expand on this more, or if you want me to do a different story time, like leave me some comments down below on some different story time ideas, or any suggestions you want me to make, any suggestions on videos you want me to record or film, or anything you want me to do. I'm actually going to do a challenge video next week as well, so leave me some ideas of challenge videos. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, make sure to give it a massive thumbs up. And as I said at the beginning, if you're new around here and you've enjoyed this video, and there's going to be a load of cool other videos coming, and yeah, there's going to be sit down videos, there's going to be challenge videos. I'm a new person, so please hit that subscribe button down below if you are new, and make sure that you also press that bell button to make sure you are keeping up to date with our Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos. And I will see you all next time, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all next time. So bye!